Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome to This is Football. Welcome to another transfer show, ladies and gentlemen. As you guys saw in the background before we started, um, as you guys saw, yes, it is true. Declan Rice is linked to Arsenal Football Club, ladies and gentlemen. There's apparent rumors that the deal is done. Apparent rumors that the Declan wants to move. West Ham want to make the move. Apparently, they promised they'd sell him too. And so yeah, this is what we're here to talk about today. As you guys know, the name of the channel is This is Football. It's not called This is Anfield. It's not called the Liverpool Way or something. It's called This is Football. So it's a channel for all football fans to enjoy content as much as possible. And of course, today's video is probably going to sting a little bit the Liverpool fans who are seeing the likes of Arsenal Football Club, even with American owners, show more ambition than us, want to win more than us. And of course, as you guys know, Declan Rice is going for a hefty price. And that's just the regular price now for a star player like that. So everyone watching right now, or on the replay, because I know a whole lot of you guys like to watch this on the replay, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Let us know your comments in the comment section down below right here, right now. And if you're watching this on the replay as well, make sure you go subscribe to Igal's channel. We're going to shout it out at the end as well. And he's in the comments right here. This is his channel. Make sure you go subscribe to his channel as well. So speaking of, Karan bottled it. So it's just going to be us two. This reminds me of the video, funnily enough, me and him did probably 2 summers ago now. It was 2 summers ago, where it was just me and him talking about Arsenal Football Club. And you know what's mad? At the time, I had 31 people watching live, on YouTube. And I was like, man, I have 31 people watching. That's insane, And alhamdulillah, we've come leaps and bounds thanks to you guys' support. Even YouTube's telling me you guys are sharing the videos even more than ever. So make sure you continue to click that share button as well. Share with your Twitter friends. Share with your Facebook friends. Share with your friends everywhere. But yeah, today we're here to talk Declan Rice. And I could sit here and I could do this for an hour by myself. But why? Why not get an Arsenal fan to come speak on Arsenal Football Club, as they know their club more than I do? They're more emotionally attached to their club. So joining us on the channel is none other than the man himself, repping Arsenal always on the channel, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's ugly. Man like Igal has joined us. How are you doing, Akhi?
I'm doing good. And you know when they say day ones, I guess you can count me as one of those, right?
100%.
Because I remember even the thumbnails, everything, leaps and bounds. Congratulations on all your success, bro. Love.
I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much.
And
so comments.
Bald head today or no? Because I haven't been on stream with you since.
I was about to say comment section. I know you guys are gonna say, Hussam, take the cap off. And as you guys know, there's a condition. You want the cap to come off, 150 likes. Get me to 150 likes and the hat is going to be off and you're going to see me bald-headed. So yeah, slap up that like button, subscribe. And at 11 p.m. as well, you're going to be back to do a video on Qatar buying Man United. So there's plenty of content coming your way. Just because the football's over, we got you on This is Football. We keep you entertained, inshallah. So make sure you like the video now. Make sure you subscribe. 150 likes, the cap is off. So, Igal, let's just get to it. He's in the background. You see him, Conference League winner there, of course. And we have to look when it comes to by the way, sorry, I have to apologize for something. Igal actually told me about this. Guys, I made a mistake. I actually put it at 6:15 Jordanian time when I first made the video. It was 4:15 UK. I actually meant to do it 6:15 UK time. Igal DMs me. He's like, wait, what? Like 6:15 UK time? What was going on? So I had to go edit. So I apologize for all the people who waited. It's my bad.
Yeah, like 30 people waiting, bro.
Bro, that's 100% my fault. I apologize. But anyway, he's in the background, guys. As you guys can see, Declan Rice, of course, for West Ham winning the Conference League is massive. That's like a City winning the Champions League because we have to consider the size of the club. So, Declan Rice, £100 million. Just talk to me overall about the player and your thoughts about him, and do you want him or not, etc. Just
bro, this is a massive deal because this is a player Chelsea wanted, Newcastle wanted, Manchester United wanted. I think Liverpool inquired about him. Every single top club has wanted this player. It's been since Mesut Ozil. What year was that when we signed Mesut Ozil? 2012? What was it? 2013? I forget.
Yeah.
But around that time, that was the last time Arsenal was able to sign somebody that a lot of other clubs in world football wanted, to the point where if I'm not mistaken, Bayern Munich were willing to spend 70 million. Manchester
I was
United,
about to say even Bayern want him.
Manchester United are last minute trying to come and steal him, but they realize they can't do that because we've learned from our mistakes, Hussam. We went in January and spoke to his agent, spoke to his family, spoke to West Ham. We've had all the dots and T's crossed. The personal terms were agreed in February. He's going to get close to 300K a week. That's what he's going to get. And everything about this deal was in the works since January. Once we missed out on Caicedo, we said, you know what? Arsenal fans, don't worry. We're going to get Declan Rice in the summer. Caicedo sorted. Caicedo didn't happen in January. We're going to get the next guy. I know it happened to you guys with Jude Bellingham that you didn't end up getting him, but it's a different situation.
You don't have to mention that, man.
The Jude thing was a little different, obviously. Another club came in and gave him ridiculous wages. You can't compete with that. But when it comes to this, Premier League proven, West Ham captain, West Ham leader, we know what he brings to the table defensively. We know what he brings to the table all around game. And it's just, let's be honest, just take out Xhaka from our team last year, put in Declan Rice. Do we not win the league? Do we not go on and at least do better? Because I think that's just one great step in the right direction. And that's what we need to be doing. We need to be strengthening our first 11 as much as possible.
You know, you mentioned the player that would do want to ask you about before we even get back to the Rice conversation. You mentioned Xhaka, and I kind of noticed there's actually been arguments or debates or discussions, you know, just within the Arsenal fan base regarding the whole Xhaka situation. Some people saying, actually, no, we should keep Xhaka. Some people saying keep him not necessarily as a starter, but at least as a squad player, someone who, you know, who could come in, etc. What's your thoughts on the whole Xhaka situation?
Xhaka has 1 year left. He wants to leave to secure his future. The club that he's going to, Leverkusen, are not only offering him a contract as a player, they're giving him a coaching contract after his job as a player. They're giving him a 6-year deal, basically 3 years as a player, 3 years as a coach afterwards. And if you don't know, he's doing his coaching badges. He's been doing them. He's actually been working with the under-17s at Arsenal. He's almost done his coaching badges. And I think Granit Xhaka is going to be an amazing coach. He has that in him.
Wait, they're actually giving him like a coaching job?
Yeah, Leverkusen are not only giving him a job as a player, but they're giving him security of another 3 years as a coach afterwards. So that's why he's picking Leverkusen over every other club, right? And
okay,
also,
fair enough. So they're basically giving him his future as well, like as a coach.
And Xavi Alonso is Mikel Arteta's close dear friend. So he's like vouched for him and said, yo, I'm going to get him off you. Don't worry. And it's like a friendly handshake, basically. He's going to go for 13 million, but let's be honest, we're not going to find a player that's worth 13 million that gives us what Xhaka gave us last season. I would have kept Xhaka, but the thing is, we need to keep somebody. We can't lose Partey now. Some people are crazy, Hussam. They want to get rid of Partey. They want to get rid of everyone. Zinchenko, they want to get rid of him for thanking City for winning the Champions League. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Super emotional.
I can't lie. Getting rid of Partey would just be like, that'd just be crazy. Two of the best content creators out there, Igal Exosam. Thank you so much, Ozan Kabak, my brother. I appreciate you.
The real one.
Appreciate you, my guy, Ozan, man. I appreciate you. But why is your name Ozan Kabak though? Couldn't you choose a better center back?
Nah, you know what it is? He's stuck with it because no one else is gonna take his name.
Yeah, that's true. No one else is gonna be an Ozan Kabak represent. I don't think Ozan Kabak himself would comment on YouTube as Ozan Kabak. So big up to you.
Eddie Nketiah stands. There's only one Eddie Nketiah stand.
Yeah, there's one guy. He's in my comments too. His Eddie Nketiah's lawyer is his name. That's the guy that's in my comment section all the time. Big up to him. I don't know if he's watching that.
But yo, let me tell you this. The problem we have, bro, is as a fan base, we have favorites and we have people that we want to get rid of and people that logically don't make sense to get rid of. Like Kieran Tierney, it logically makes sense to get rid of him, but the fan base wants to hold on to him. Eddie Nketiah, it makes sense to get rid of him, but the club don't want to get rid of him. And then there's a situation with Xhaka where
when you say Tierney, it makes sense to get rid of him. I don't think so. You need a backup left back.
Bro,
Egal, you can't sell all your backups. That's the problem.
1 second. We have multiple left backs. We have Zinchenko who can play left back, Tomiyasu who can play left back, Kavior who can play left back, Kieran Tierney can play left back. And if we sign Castagna from Leicester, he can also play left back.
Oh, there are actual links with you guys in Castagna.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
And if we also find Fresneda or Cancelo, they can also play left back. Look at all the players we've been linked to. All the fullbacks we've been linked to, Hussam, can play left back and right back. Basically, we're signing one fullback that can cover both in the summer.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but I think Like, here's the thing: probably Tierney don't fit the Arsenal style currently because he can't invert. Obviously, that's 100% an accurate statement.
And
I
he's
just
having
think,
personal issues, Hussam. You don't know this, but as if you guys aren't paying attention, but during the All or Nothing documentary, he was speaking about how personally it bothers him when he can't play and he's having mental health issues, struggling, acclimatizing to living in London away from his family. Where if he goes to Newcastle, he'll be a lot closer to his family, and he'll also be playing more than at Arsenal, where when he doesn't play, he has like, it's not anxiety, but he just gets like he just doesn't feel comfortable, and it just
and
hurts.
he doesn't need to play inverted either in Newcastle.
Yeah, so it
Yeah, he doesn't
hurts
need to
him
play inverted
personally.
either.
He's just one of those people who can't fight for his place. He's one of those guys. He's not built for that.
Let's before I want to go back to the Declan Rice conversation, and then we're going to go back to the Arsenal squad because I think there's very interesting conversations when it comes to Arsenal. Big up to Morshin as well. It says big up Hussam, big up Igal. All the comment section showing us love. And listen, there's 175 of you in here. You could get the cap off. It's up to you guys. In the next 10 seconds, you could do it. If you slap the like button and we're at 150 likes, the hat is going to come off and you're going to see my bald head. So if you want to see my bald head, slap that like button right now. Subscribe to This Is Football. Big up to Morshin and Ozan Kabak for the super chats. Big up to you, Morshin. Thank you, Habibi. 150 likes and the cap is off. So it's up to you guys. So slap
Come
that
on,
like
guys.
button.
I need to see that bald head.
Yeah, you guys want to see the bald head, you have to slap the like button. So with Declan Rice, I think probably looking at the Arsenal fan base, a lot of more people are more excited about him. Maybe he was a controversial player maybe 3-4 months ago where people were disagreeing, like, should we get Declan Rice? Should we not get Declan Rice? Is he too much money? Do you think him being a part of that Conference League team that won it for West Ham, do you think has kind of cemented him in the Arsenal fan base's mind? Like, he's actually been there and done that now.
I think what cemented them in their mind was his performances for West Ham in those games, also keeping them up. He's a big talisman in getting those results where they won 5-0 versus, was it Southampton or Newcastle? Who'd they beat big? Newcastle, Southampton, they won those games big. And these are teams that we drop points to at certain points in the season. So it's like looking at those performances, in addition to him having the impact that he had in the semi-final, being the leader. And at this point, let's be honest, it was always the argument between Rice or Caicedo. And people were saying, let's get Caicedo over Rice. But really and truly, if we're serious as a football club, we need both. But that's a conversation for another day. I just think people were always okay with Declan Rice, but Thomas Partey's poor form and his great form at the end of the season made people realize, you know what? He's a quality player and he can play in two positions. Why not bring him in? And the money doesn't mean nothing to us at the end of the day if he performs well.
Do you think the price tag is a bit much though? Or do you
No.
think it's regular for a player like this?
Bro, at this moment in time, English tax, captain tax, best player of your team tax. How many more taxes do we need? I'm surprised that we're not getting him for more than 120 because he's done, let's be honest, Enzo won the World Cup, but is the World Cup tax more than what Declan Rice has done for West Ham?
I mean, the World Cup tax is probably the heaviest one because every players just move after the World Cup usually, typically. But I hear what you're saying. I think this is just a regular price for a player of this quality. Now, this
Mason Mount's going for 50 million. This guy's worth 3 times that.
Yeah, Mason Mount. Honestly, I'm gonna crash it on the United fans later. I don't know how they're still doing the whole Mason Mount thing.
You guys got a bargain for McAllister though. McAllister is easily a 70 million pound player. You guys paid for half of that.
So. Yeah, we did get a. So for me with Declan Rice, like, I think that Conference League run, the Europa League run as well, by the way, that they had last season, people forget about that. Even though they didn't win it, of course, they got to the
underlining numbers, Hussam. I know you're not a statistics guy. I'm a statistics guy. His underlining numbers, he's the best in the Premier League at winning the ball back, getting interceptions, winning the ball back.
Best ball winner.
Yeah, like in the league. And guess who's second? Caicedo. So it's like you can see what we're trying to do. We're
100%.
We're trying
so I think you look at his Europa League run as well last season. Of course, the Europa League is a tougher competition than the Conference League. They got to the semi-finals, which is unbelievable for West Ham level, and he was kind of like front and center of that as well. So it's not like he was just like he played a pivotal role. So for me, like, you look at all these moments for Declan Rice, I think his experiences with England, his experiences with West Ham in Europe as well matter. That's another thing, because like I think it's one thing playing just in the Premier League and being your best, the team's best player just in the Premier League. But the fact he's played Europa League football, he's played Conference League football, only adds to it. Now, I know some people, of course, are gonna jump in the comments and go like, "Okay, Hussam, that's not the Champions League. Arsenal are the Champions League next season." It's true, it's not the Champions League, but it still is European experience. So it's not like he hasn't been outside London representing a football club before. He's been there. He's done it as well with the whole Conference League winning thing. So that I think that adds an extra layer of experience that they need. He's played in the World Cup for England. He's played in teams. I think he played in just the recent World Cup as well. So, like, every time you watch West Ham even take on a big team, even if they get hammered or something, he always comes out looking like West Ham's best player. Like he's been the guy for West Ham. The one thing though,
a couple years ago though, you weren't a fan of him. You weren't a fan of him a couple years
I
ago.
wasn't. I was arguing Calvin Phillips over Declan Rice.
I remember being on the Leeds channel with you. When did he win you over?
I'm obviously already with this season. This season is when he won me over, because I feel like, look, after this season's performances, I'm like, nah, like he's really on it. But here's the thing though, he does have, just like any player, he does have a little bit of a weakness in his game, and it's probably been pointed out by your own fan base, which is his passing. His passing as a DM ain't really the best.
Who's a better passer, Casemiro or Declan Rice?
Casemiro's a bad example for passing. I can't lie.
I honestly think Xhaka is a great passer. Partey is a good passer, but in the team that we're in with technical quality and so much great players, I don't think we're going to see Declan Rice passing the ball short or making bad decisions. I think it's his teammates were so bad around him that they made his passing look worse. I don't think when you're with better players, things are just a lot more smoother.
So you think he has no weakness in his game?
I think there's obviously, we're going to maybe see if he has a weakness, but I think as much as a sure thing that you could ever have in world football for 100 million, I think it's Declan Rice at this moment in time. 100 million.
So this statement, for example, would you agree with it? He's a good passer, not a great passer.
Yeah, I think he's up there with Thomas Partey. I think Thomas Partey.
Thomas Partey is better on the ball.
Thomas Partey is an 8 who plays as a 6, where he's press resistant. He does well. But I think Declan Rice, his ability to evaluate the space, to see where everyone is, also helps his passing more, because I think he's better on the ball and his IQ is up there too. Thomas Partey, I rate him, but business end of the season, he was misplacing passes. He was poor. Maybe it's just because of the business end of the season, he pissed me off.
I think Partey is better. But see, United fans, this is why you guys are in the mud. Can you just stop being tribal for once in your life? Casemiro is good with the ball. Casemiro ain't good with no ball, bro. Like, I don't know what's wrong. Like, you actually, like Rashi 10, did you think before writing that comment? Did you really think? Casemiro good with the ball. Like, the eye test proves he isn't, and the numbers confirm the eye test. Like, he's just not good with the ball, man. Like, Casemiro is that typical DM from 15 years ago who's a destroyer, doesn't care about passing, all of that. I think, like, here's my thing. This article is saying he's not very press resistant. That's a weakness.
Declan Rice.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a situation where he lost the ball in his own third. Like, to me, non-press resistant was like Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka was not press resistant. He would lose the ball anywhere. Where Declan Rice, even if he does lose the ball, he's the guy who's going to most likely win you the ball high up the pitch. If we have him and Thomas Partey, I'm not really worried.
But then doesn't that leave you thin in your bench options? Who's your bench options for the double pivot positions?
Okay, so I need 2 midfielders this window minimum, right? So that's why I'm saying Caicedo and thing. If we go and get somebody else, we'll see. But right now, with Xhaka leaving, we'd be basically replacing Xhaka with Declan Rice. That's an upgrade. The rest of the midfield would stay the same as it was if we don't bring anyone else in. That's why we cannot afford to let Xhaka leave, bring in Declan Rice, and not bring in another midfielder. That's why we need 2 midfielders.
You need the backup 100%.
Yeah, we're linked to Gundogan. It's not happening. Everyone get Gundogan out of your head. He's either staying at Manchester City, he's going to go to Barcelona, and if he doesn't go to one of those two, Saudi is calling him. They're going to give him a place next to Mecca. He's going to be chilling for the rest of his life. So I don't think he's coming to Arsenal. We're the 4th choice for him. When it comes to Caicedo, Hussam, I'm scared of Chelsea. I'm not even gonna lie to you. No
I
joke.
was about to ask you about that. That's kind of the next topic I wanted to head to. But look, I think Rice is going to be a fantastic signing and all of that. But like, I'm looking at the backup options in that double pivot. If they sell Xhaka, the one thing Arsenal need to realize is they are playing Champions League football next season. So it's going to be serious 2 games a week, basically until April. That's
But
the
this is
thing.
what we're looking to do, Hussam. We're looking to bring in somebody like Xavi Simon to be our Bernardo Silva, who can play in the 8 and also can play out wide. That's what we're looking to do for that. And then we're
Versatility, basically.
also looking to bring in Gundogan or somebody who can also do something like that, or Caicedo, who could also play right back and thing. It seems like no matter who we bring in, we're looking to Jorginho. He's going to be leaving too. He's going to probably go to
Yeah,
Lazio.
that's the problem. See, that's the issue.
I don't know why we're doing this.
Do you
Personally,
think it's realistic to say that you need 3 midfielders, like a Rice and a Caicedo and a third bench guy?
I think 6, basically one backup for each position would be great. So you have somebody who can play backup to Partey on the bench, someone who can play backup to Rice on the bench, someone who can play backup to Odegaard on the bench, or at least 5 who can rotate and play any given day. Because we're going to be playing in Champions League and in Premier League. At your best, how many midfielders did you guys have with your title-winning side?
We had probably 6 we rotated in, 5, like Fabinho, Henderson, Wijnaldum, and we played Milner in there. I mean, the options we had ain't really the best options. We had Keita and Ox, who we rotated.
The thing is, your bench players don't have to be the best. They just have to be good enough.
No, I agree with you, but I'm saying from a quantity perspective, would you say, like, if you get Rice and Caicedo and a young bench guy, if you would like, someone who could come
if
in.
we get Rice and Caicedo, Partey is going to the bench.
And who's alongside Partey then?
Fabio Vieira is also going to be on the bench. You're also going to have Emerson.
Your fan base don't like Fabio Vieira.
They're idiots because, in my opinion, Fabio Vieira, it's his first season. Look at every top player that's come from a lot of places in their first season. They don't always do well. And underlining numbers, he's one of those guys, even though he hasn't been amazing, bro, the guy, his underlining numbers tell you otherwise. He's one of those guys who creates chances, makes a lot of things, but when he doesn't get a goal or an assist, he looks like he has a bad game. I'm not gonna lie, maybe it's a Portuguese thing, but he kind of reminds me of Bruno Fernandes when he doesn't have a good game, when he doesn't get a goal.
I don't know. Anytime says he really played well against Man United ahead of Casemiro. I watched that West Ham Man United game and I even tweeted out, I think Declan Rice was by far the best DM on that pitch that day. You're 100% spitting here, Anytime, sorry. That game against Man United, Rice came out looking like the better DM. I'm sorry, you go watch the highlights of that game back. If you disagree with me, come back and argue it. But Rice that day was much better.
Who's better, Rice or Partey?
Partey for me.
Partey fell off a cliff, bro.
No, but I'm not going to let the last 5-6 games judge the whole season. I think in the league this season, Rodri and Partey are 1 and 2. Rodri, number 1, Partey, number 2. I think those two were the best 2 DMs. I'm going to be like...
Call me emotional, but Thomas Partey in the business end of the season was so bad that it just...
Yeah, I agree with you, but overall this season, you can't have him not number 2.
Bro, Fabinho this season, doesn't he have you questioning how good he was ever?
No, but I'm not gonna... No, but Fabinho is different level. Like, Fabinho dropped off from August till May. Partey had a bad end to the season.
Hopefully he can get back to his levels, but that was terrible from Partey.
We'll see.
If I was gonna sell one of them, Xhaka or Partey, of course Xhaka makes sense to sell, but if we're gonna keep Partey next season, we have to replace him again.
Okay, fair enough. Chambe says, Qatari buying Man United. We are done out here. God save us. Chambe, 11 p.m. UK, inshallah. I've got 2 United fans coming on and Mu'min to talk about that Qatari takeover. So come back at 11 p.m. We're going to have that full discussion. And then he says, Mbappe to City, game over, my brother. I'm going to be sorry with you. If Mbappe goes to Man City, we might all just stop watching football. There's just no point. I'm going to be honest, completely honest. Let's cut the BS. Mbappe and Haaland in the same team. There's no need to watch this sport anymore. Let's all go watch synchronized swimming. It's just...
He would never do that, man. He would never do that.
Yeah, I agree. I think he would want to compete against him. He wouldn't want to play in the same team. Igal, is Sambi Lokonga done in your eyes? Look what happened with our Curtis Jones. He ended up improving. That's fair.
Albert Sambi Lokonga was told they told us he's the next Yaya Toure. The guy has to leave. Burnley's manager, Vincent Kompany, worked with him previously. He was his captain of his Anderlecht side. I think he's going to come in for him. Hopefully, we can sell him. I would be willing to sell him. A lot of people might willing to loan him out. I don't think Albert Sambilokonga is somebody who's going to be able to keep up with the level that we're trying to compete at. We need players who can keep up with the level that we're trying to reach. And I don't think he's there. We made a mistake.
I agree with the statements you're making. My only argument would be is you need depth. That would be my only argument.
We should have gone for Onana when we had the chance instead of going for Sambilokonga.
True. Andre Onana, Everton player, he's done really well.
The depth. Guess what? You're gonna laugh, but we bring in 2 midfielders and we bring in a wide player who can also play as an 8. That's 3 midfielders coming in this window. That's midfield depth right there. Defenders, we already have a lot of defenders. We're looking to bring in at least 1 or maybe 2. Forwards is where the conversation is different. I think in January we go in for Ivan Toney, cheeky 50 mil.
I think you could try get him now for a cheaper price.
But we're not going to do that because Arsenal, we like safety. We don't like risk.
Fair. That's fair. I hear you. Big up to you, Ozan Kabak. Big up to Ozan Kabak, Morshin, Chombe, and Enitan for the super chats. There's 276 people watching us. In the next 5 seconds, you could get my cap off. 150 likes and the hat's gonna be off. So if every single one of you right now hits that like button, this is coming off and you guys can enjoy seeing my bald head live on YouTube. So I think we're only about 20 likes away. You get us 250 likes, the cap's gonna come off. Chombe says Arsenal spending 100 million in FSG, 35 levels, bro. Chombe, I agree with you completely, and that's why yesterday I lost my mind on the video and I was kind of speaking about that whole conversation. So like it's just something that I wanted to talk about yesterday, and I kind of represented a lot of the emotions of the Liverpool fans who were upset. And this is the next topic here because you did touch on him, but like we have to talk about them as a tandem. As I said, guys, 150, that's the aim. Yalla. We have to talk about them as a tandem. And that's the whole Rice and Caicedo. Big up to Selection says, who plays the 8 and 6 out of the Rice and Caicedo? Rice is more of an 8 than a 6.
I think Caicedo plays the 6 and Rice plays the 8. And if there's even a situation where Caicedo could be playing as a right back and Partey plays the 6, depending on what we need on the day.
So when do you think you're gonna sign them as a duo together, Caicedo and Rice?
Hussam, I've been saying this for months now. I am scared of Chelsea Football Club coming in for Caicedo because it seems to be they have the inside track with Brighton because of Levi Colwill. If they didn't have Levi Colwill in their pocket, that is their key to getting Caicedo over us. Levi Colwill going the other way, them having to do some sort of deal with Brighton. Brighton want to sell that player to them. And if they do end up giving away Levi Colwill, it could be like a thing to say, you know what, Caicedo comes to us. We already heard that they're willing to match anything we pay, but it doesn't seem like Arsenal are as serious about the Caicedo deal. Right now, it just seems like he's destined.
Why aren't you, though? Because Brighton's season is over. You could have gotten that done with already.
Bro, it seems like Arsenal are putting all their focus on getting the Declan Rice deal done first before we go anywhere else. And after we go and do the Declan Rice deal, Brighton are going to wait to see if we go and bid for Caicedo. Caicedo wants
the thing is with Chelsea is, and you said it on the terrace, by the way, and I agreed with you that day when you were arguing with Lewis. People need to understand this. I'm not saying Chelsea are currently more attractive to go to than Arsenal, because they're not. I think Arsenal are more attractive currently, even without the UCL football, just as a project. I'm saying now, here's the thing. The problem is Chelsea are reckless with their spend. Fact. We've seen Chelsea be reckless. This is not me hating. By the way, we've hit 150 likes. I'm a man of my word. Keep liking the video. Keep subscribing. And... ta-da! My bald head.
It's not that bad. It just your hair grew so quick.
Hey, I told them about the Arab jeans. They didn't well listen, but yeah, the hair is back. I can finally brush my hair.
You got the Benzema cut already. You got the Benzema cut already.
Yeah, I look. They're calling me Karim Benzema here in Jordan as well. So yeah, I'm a man of my word, guys. Thank you. Keep liking, keep subscribing. 300 people are watching us. So here's the thing. When it comes to Chelsea, Chelsea are reckless with the way they spend money. So that's forget who's more attractive, because I'm not claiming Chelsea are more attractive than Arsenal right now. I think Chelsea would just go in there. Let's say Arsenal are negotiating 65 million for Caicedo, 70 million. Chelsea would go in there, just put 80 on the table and dip. That's the problem. So the problem is just from a money perspective. They're spending money recklessly. That's the issue.
Chelsea might even just give them Levi Kova for a cheaper deal also, and just sell their assets for a cheaper value just to get the deal over the line with Arsenal. That's another thing.
Oh, Karen, you're here? I'm gonna send you the link now.
Oh,
Go on.
Big up Karen. But yeah, that is the thing about Caicedo for me has always been, if Arsenal are serious about getting both and spending 170 million potentially on two players, that's the question. Because two players, to spend that type of money on two players, we haven't seen it before. I need to see it to believe it. I trust my club to do the right things and to get us the right players, but I just don't believe that they're going to go in for thing. I think there's some secret player that we don't know about that they're going to come in and get out of nowhere. And that could be Zubamendi or somebody else. You never know. We've been linked to so many other players, bro. It's just Caicedo doesn't seem to be.
Zubamendi, isn't that the Sociedad midfielder, I swear?
Yes. We've been linked to Zubamendi. So imagine instead of getting Caicedo and Declan Rice, we go get Zubamendi and Declan Rice in the summer. It's an option.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I think Zubamendi would also be good. But Caicedo though, I've kept the same energy for my club. I said even for my own club, I said I'd rather get Caicedo instead of McAllister. So
I seen your video on the terrace, bro. You calling us bozos for not doing the transfers quickly.
Yeah, you 100% should have done it.
You want to know something, Hussam? We're not Liverpool are signing players, announcing them before the window's even started. This is not normal behavior.
I agree with you, but my thing is as follows. I'm just saying Brighton's season's been over. If you're Arsenal, here's the thing. Because of what I just said about Chelsea, and I said it about my own club, so I'm not just saying it about you. Because of what I just said about Chelsea, we don't like to get into bidding wars with these clubs because they can just spend a whole lot more than us. So because Brighton's season is over, you might as well just went in directly when the season was over and boom, khalas, let's go get Caicedo. Because there's nothing stopping you.
Brighton have no incentive to sell quickly.
No, but Brighton are a selling club, Igal.
No, but the reason why they sold McAllister so quickly, if I'm not mistaken, it was some sort of agreement in his new contract.
He has a release. He had a release clause.
So you guys paid
release
that.
Clause that Liverpool knew about that.
You guys paid that, and it was done. Caicedo, there's no release clause. They need to find a way to make the money up that they lost on the McAllister.
No, even De Zerbi came out and said we're going to sell Caicedo and McAllister. You know they're a selling club, Igal.
Oh, Hussam, listen to what I'm saying. The money that they lost on McAllister's valuation because they had a buyout clause, they're going to try to make that up with a bidding war for Caicedo. In them, they have no incentive to sell quickly. If somebody comes to them with 80 million on the first day of the transfer window, they have the incentive to wait 2 months before they accept it.
No, but I disagree with you. I think the club wants to leave. I think, by the way, reports have come out of Ecuador that Caicedo has actually agreed personal terms as well with Arsenal. So you could tell,
in January.
I think Caicedo wants Arsenal more than he wants Chelsea. So my this is my logic, right? I think Caicedo would want to play for Arsenal more than he would want to play for Chelsea. I think Caicedo would find working for Arsenal right now much better than working for Chelsea. So because Chelsea are in that financial advantage, if I'm Arsenal, I'm swooping in directly. And you see, HW gets what I'm saying. He's saying there will be a bidding war. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying because if a bidding war starts, it's a clear disadvantage towards Arsenal or my club or other clubs because Chelsea are spending reckless money, man. Like they don't care.
But you know what? He's Chelsea's priority because they missed out on Ugarte. He's their priority. He's their number one target. And guess what? Their number one target wants to come to Arsenal. It's roles are reversed at this point. It's funny, but we still Arsenal haven't shown that he's even our number two option. We're still speaking to other people. I'm worried because we don't seem to be getting our ass in gear. Maybe we know something that they don't. Maybe we could do what they did to us with Michaela Mudryk and just tell Brighton whatever they want to pay, we'll pay the same. Take it.
Okay, fair enough. Let me just speak to this guy, Nabil. Nabil, you're calling a gal delusional. You call me delusional. Your club's about to drop ATMs on Mason Mount. Yeah, your club's about to drop ATMs on Mason Mount, Nabil. So chup kar, bozo. Don't come for us like that. Anyway, speaking of finally arriving, we were talking about Caicedo. There was no bidding war made for this guy in the background, but his ass is late because he's a celebrity now. He's made it, so he's always late to us. just commoners' channels. So joining us on the channel is a man that I called the part of the tactico-dynamic duo on Twitter, who's going to break down the X's and Y's and the Z's and the 3D dimensions of Arsenal Football Club. That's the greatest intro he's ever had as well. Man like Karan has joined us finally. How are you doing, bro?
Yeah, Curran.
Hello. Yeah, what's up, man?
Bro, Mystic Curran. If you guys don't know, this guy predicted Declan Rice years ago.
He did. I can't lie. The reason why I invited Karan on this specific show is because I have never seen like he's the most excited Arsenal fan about Rice currently. He's the most excited by far. So Karan, let me tag you in this conversation. But before we do that, just quickly, Chombe says Gvardiol, Barella, and Brozovic. All I want, FSG out. Brother, if we get those three players, all hell's gonna break loose. I'd love to do that, but listen. Me and Kurdish are going to do an FSG out show, inshallah, so stay tuned for that, Chombe, and come back to the 11 p.m. one where you're going to see me cry about Qatar. Everyone watching, 320 people, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Big up to you guys, big up to Selection, Iritan, Chombe, Ozan Kabak, and Morshin for the super chats. Let me just swing the conversation to Karan right now. We're talking about Rice, we're talking about Caicedo. Who's going to play the 8, who's going to play the 6, is it a double pivot? And the Arsenal depth situation. So just give us an overall conversation regarding Rice, Caicedo, and your midfield depth in general.
I have been watching. I've been watching both of you talk about Rice, talk about Caicedo. Someone said Rice isn't press resistant. I don't know who you're watching, but Rice is one of the best at evading challenges, evading tackles in the league. His one of his best qualities is ball carrying. So I don't know what you're watching, but he's just look at the Alkmaar game. If you look at the second leg from the Alkmaar game, he literally ran the entire pitch and scored, evading challenges left, right, and center.
What about Partey? Who's better, him or Partey?
No, look, they're different passes though. The thing is the thing.
Karan, don't be disingenuous.
No. Listen, let me finish. Yeah. Partey is overall probably the better passer.
Thank you.
But they are very different passes. What Partey loves to do is he loves to pump balls through the lines. He loves going and raising the tempo, trying to get balls into the final third. That's what his talent is, what he does very well. He's very good at receiving and making sure that the ball get into the final third. The issue with him is that he does it too much. Sometimes you need to just go side to side, some switches, make sure that the ball is just controlled a bit more. And that's what Jorginho brought. Jorginho is more of that sort of, he'll drop in, play what the people call the register role. He'll drop into the centre backs, sort of receive and sort of dictate the tempo from deep. What Rice does is Rice controls the tempo not only with his ball carrying, but he's a very good switcher of play. So what West Ham do, if you go and watch West Ham, what they do a lot is he'll drop into the left centre back space, form a 3, or Cresswell will go up a bit, and he'll drop in, and he'll either run or he'll try and find a switch to Bowen. I don't know if you remember last season, not the season just went, but the season before. Bowen scored against us at West Ham. When we went to West Ham, Bowen scored against us. And if you go back and watch that goal, it occurs when Rice just drops, carries, and then switches the ball to Bowen, who then goes and basically goes up against I think it was Holding that day, or it could have been Gabriel actually. Basically, he is able to be that outlet, and then they switch play again, and what happens is Bowen ends up scoring. But the point is Rice's ability to dictate play from deep is different. He's more carry first. He isn't so much a someone that will look to just find little balls in and switch turn play in the first phase, sort of distribute in and do those little silky little passes. But this is, and Hussam mentioned it earlier, it is a kind of a weakness. It is a kind of weakness, but it is something that we are very good at coaching. If you look at every season Mikel has been at this club, our build-up has improved season on. It's gone from being that 3 at the back system we had in 2020 to more in terms of 2021 being that 3-2-5 with Tierney a bit further up and playing that sort of that Xhaka into left centre back role, which we could see come back as well, given that we have Rice now having the left back be a bit more of an outlet on that left hand side. But what we do have now is we have the ability to play with different styles, play with different formations, play with some people say a 2-2-6 in the final third. Some people say 2-3-5. You can also do 3-3-4. We've done at times. What you have with Rice and what you have with the Caicedo, which we'll get onto, is the ability to play multiple positions. It's not. I said this on Twitter months ago. It's not about who plays the 6. It's not about who plays the 8. Stop get these TV formations out of your head. It's about what the role is, what the role is on the pitch. Are you meant to be someone that's controlling that first phase, switching the play, or providing those sort of intricate passes in the first third to really get you out of the first third into the final third, or pushing the play out wide, or all different types of situations? How are you going to overload in different situations? These are the things you think about, not sort of like, oh, he's the 6, he's the 8. It's not how football works, because there will be times where Caicedo plays 6. There will be times that Rice plays 6. And that's how it works. It's how it's always going to work, because you have players that are adept and versatile enough to be able to play in multiple positions in the same game. And that's what you look at someone like De Zerbi, and you look at how he looks at the game in terms of being able to have specific movements that move positions out of players out of specific positions. So he'll have basically creating transitions within the game itself by moving his own players out of the positions they like to inhibit normally. So you'll have someone like a Levi Colwill that will go from left centre back to left back, or he'll come in a bit tighter, or he'll advance the play through the lines. That's the kind of thing we're looking at here. We're looking at someone that will be able to play in all directions, someone that will be able to adapt to multiple situations. And that's the problem.
So you're saying it's not about the 6 and the 8, it's about the roles on the pitch, basically.
The roles on the pitch, yeah. And
do you think it's do you think the reason you're saying that is if in the hypothetical world where you sign both Rice and Caicedo, and it's not that hypothetical to be fair, but like if it does happen, are you saying it's basically a midfield 3 of Odegaard at the 10 essentially, and Rice and Caicedo as quote unquote 6s basically? So more towards a 4-2-3-1 type thing.
Interchange.
It's really oversimplifying it, because the thing is, you're not going to have one set of phase of play in one game. You're going to have a 4-3-3 at times. You're going to have a 4-2-3-1 at times. You're going to have a 3-4-3 at times, because the players are constantly adapting to the game state of the situation on the pitch at the time. Like we've had at times, I remember we were chasing the game at United at home. We moved into a 3-3-4 because we needed to overload in wide areas, switch the play out wide, and basically have players crashing into the box. And that's how we got the Eddie goal. The Eddie goal was basically Zinchenko out wide, cut back, and there was a deflection of Odegaard, and then it went to Eddie. Because
I celebrated that goal, might I?
Everyone celebrated that goal. So the point is, you push the ball wide, and then you can push the ball into the middle, isolate and overload in specific situations, and that's the issue that I don't think a lot of people are. I think that will be the next phase of what people start to see, because it's not just going to be, it's a 4-2-3-1, because you're going to look at the picture and thinking, hang on a second, why are there 4 players there? Why are there 3 players there? Why are there 5 players there?
That's why it seems like all the players that we're signing are so versatile. Look at Castagna, potentially could play many positions. Cancelo could play many positions. Musa Caicedo could play many positions. Players that we previously signed. And look at Xavi Simon we're linked to, can play like 5 positions.
Arda Güler.
So it's like these are the things that Mikel Arteta is doing, looking for players that have the positional flexibility to be used in many different systems. So when we do have players on the bench, they can not only be called on for one position, but they can be called on for many different positions. Because if you don't know, when Mikel Arteta first started, he had 4 defenders on the bench one time, and he couldn't make any changes. He couldn't make any changes.
I know. The plan is to have 18 to maybe 20 players in a squad that you can count on to get you through the whole season. That's the aim. I think that's what City do. They don't go for like a 25-man squad.
But that's the question I asked Tegal earlier. You sign Rice and Caicedo, but Xhaka's gone. You've got what's his name, Jorginho. We spoke on earlier, who's going to go. So from a depth perspective, this is what I was trying to tell Igal earlier. From a depth perspective, like, I don't know if
do you want me to go through it? We can go through it. It's quite easy.
Go.
Let's start. Yeah.
Listen, can you address that super chat? Because we need to talk about this. I posted this video and somehow you clipped it and you kept it. And
Oh
I'm
yeah, I was dying on that yesterday. That was
Which one?
hilarious.
That video of you doing
The video.
basically, I posted a video when Tottenham were losing against Marseille and they were going to go down to the Europa League, making fun of them. Then they ended up subsequently getting through, and then I deleted it, and he still has it somehow.
You know what I did? Twitter video downloader. Brilliant situation I made for myself. As soon as you uploaded that video, I downloaded that stuff so quick because I knew it would be an unbelievable reaction meme. Like I needed that, and hey, it came in handy. It came in
You
handy.
know what?
You know?
The
It's
first
just-
time when you posted it, I was like, "Why are you doing that to me?" But then now I'm just like, "It is what it is."
you know what?
The
Just
thing
retweet
is,
it, man.
people are laughing. The thing is, usually sometimes people laugh at you. This time people were laughing with you because everyone.
No, listen, no publicity. No publicity is bad publicity.
It's bad publicity. Yeah, exactly.
Do you guys remember the dance video?
I do remember the dance video, the one that Terry used every video.
I never danced on TikTok ever since.
Bro, you need to send me that dance video because I lost that one. Funnily enough.
Bro,
no, it'll be on the
actually
stream. If you go back to Terry's channel, you can.
No, I can send it to you. I can send it to you if you want.
Yeah, send me the dance video because I need to use that. Like, I'm telling you when I'm gonna use it. If we sign like Catherine Turam or something, I'm gonna use that dance video. I'm very, that's 100%.
Okay.
The funny thing is, right, is I think like if you look at
LJ, this is for you.
What? You have it here, dude.
I knew he would. I had a feeling.
Thank you, LJ, for the super chat. So, Karen, Arsenal depth. Let's take
Arsenal depth. Because I mean, well, let's just go through the entire. Because I think the main thing is if we look at what we're signing, I think 2 central midfielders, a defender, and then we always go for like a market opportunity, like we did Lokonga, Vieira. We always go for like if there's an opportunity we can like seize on, we'll try and get someone in that we can kind of push for the future type of thing. So maybe want someone like that. So that's why I was thinking maybe an Arda Güler or the Xavi Simon or someone like that, something of that nature. But if you go from what we've done, and this is where I was going to talk to you about this Partey situation, because Igal was mentioning earlier about the end of the season. Look, we're competing with Manchester City here. This isn't, as well as I do, this is not normal. This isn't like 2012, 20. This is not normal. This is not normal people. Okay, these guys are going to sign Guardiola. They're going to sign maybe I don't know who's. It's going to be a madness. But you can't have 5 games at the end of the season. This has happened for 3 seasons in a row now. Villarreal, no Partey. End of last season, no Partey. This season, no Partey. It's 3 seasons in a row, and this is why I think we brought in Zinchenko this season. And I love Kieran Tierney, and this is the exact role that we need from our left back if we're going to do this whole rejuvenate the Xhaka situation with Rice dropping into the left centre. But we need someone like Kieran Tierney. But I need someone that's going to be fit for 38 games or 30 games minimum. I can't have that. We can't drop points. You need 95 points to win this league. You can't drop. It's not possible. You can't do it. So I get what you're saying about the whole he was really good for he was 1 and 2, but I can't have it. I can't have someone starting that I can't rely on April. And this is the same thing with Tomiyasu. I love Tomiyasu. He's a great defender. You can play centre back. You can play all 4 positions in the center in defense. But the issue is he's not someone that I can rely on when it comes to April, when it comes to mid-March, when we need that push to get through to the end of the season. You need these guys. You need your backup guys to be ready and fit to come in, and he hasn't been. So he's someone else that he needs to, come in and do a job and really prove himself this season. So there's a lot of questions, and this is why I've said constantly, either we do, if Xhaka stayed, we would do, and you can go back on Twitter. I've said this multiple times. I think Igal's even commented on it. If we kept Xhaka, it would be 1 centre midfielder and a forward, because we need someone of that ilk. I think even next season, I think Reece is going to have a good season, and then maybe he'll get moved on, or Eddie will get moved on, or something like this. But we'll need a forward next season. If Kylian goes to Madrid, I have my eyes on Vinicius. I'm going to say I don't really care who banters me for it. I think that there is an opportunity there to really see someone that is going to be world class. So that is available. And then you're looking at another, maybe a left back, maybe an Alphonso Davies, maybe a Tio Hernandez, something of that ilk, and we go again. But you look at what we're going to do.
Money you're mentioning, by the way. That's
Well, Rice and Caicedo was a lot of money. We have to.
Bro, what you're saying, you're talking about, like, I'm talking about Man City money. What you're mentioning right there, like, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Yes, 100%. That's a lot of money. And the thing is,
would you sell one of the guys to get the players you just mentioned? Would you sell a Martinelli or a Saka?
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't sell a Martinelli.
My plan. I would sell Gabriel Jesus. I would sell
Gabriel Jesus won't get you that much money. He'd get you 40, 50.
50 is fine. We
don't need... who's he talking about? Mbappe?
No, if Mbappe goes to Real Madrid, there will be a chance to get Vinicius. I'm pretty sure of it. It's just not.
Bro, there's a chance to get Mbappe. Forget about Vinicius.
No. We're not getting Mbappe. Okay, there's just no way.
Real Madrid and PSG beef is so serious that PSG have said they are willing to sell him this summer to anyone but Real Madrid. They would rather let him go on a free.
I'm telling you, if Kylian controls the club, what are you talking about? He is the club. If he says PSG, he'll sanction his own move. He doesn't give a shit. He'll just like
imagine.
Listen, there's a better chance of him joining Arsenal or Manchester United than Real Madrid at this moment in time.
I really don't think so. I think there is a bigger chance of him.
There's a chance of him joining Liverpool if we have new owners.
Bro, but the problem is his wages is 800
exactly. But the point is,
a week.
But the point is, forget
worth every penny.
Forget Mbappe. Okay, I would love Mbappe, but forget Mbappe. The reason why I think Vinicius will be on the table is because of Mbappe.
Where would Vinicius play?
Left wing.
No. I think they'd play all three.
Martinelli up top.
Vinny, Nelly, Saka.
Bro, maybe I'm thinking back to Europa League standards, but I think Ivan Toney in January would be a good signing. You're talking about Vinny. I don't think we're gonna get Vinny.
I'd rather Evan Ferguson than Ivan Toney. I'd rather if we're doing this, if we're doing a centre forward, get Victor Osimhen, get someone of that level. We're not going for Ivan Toney. It's just not happening.
Bro,
we have to start looking. Look, we have to start thinking about looking at ourselves as a club that goes and gets top tier talent. We're looking at Declan Rice for a reason. We're looking at Moses Caicedo for a reason. And you were saying earlier about Chelsea being scared. Chelsea have to sell. They have to raise 75 million before they even think about it.
But you're saying that they've genuinely got about 15 players they could sell right now.
No, they do, but they
aren't selling, bro. It's the 13th of June. One deal has happened.
Karan, they've still got Bakayoko on their name. When I tell you they can sell players, listen. Let's just use logic.
Buy them early.
Hear me out. 1 second. Hear me out. Let's just say 1 second. These 15 players, each one of them, they only sell for 10 million. That's it. That's 150 right there.
Yes. Hear me out. Nobody has an incentive. 1 second. Nobody has an incentive to actually give Chelsea money until later in the window when they're panicking.
Igal, I understand what you're saying, but they've got the likes of Bakayoko and Lukaku and all these players. Bro, Baba Rahman is still signed for Chelsea. Like, you're talking about the player we played with 5 years ago.
I know. But Hussam, why? Think of yourself as a buying club right now.
Businessman.
Why on earth would you go to Chelsea today and offer them what they want? Tell me.
I agree completely.
Why would you go?
That's why I'm saying, even if they don't offer them what they want, they could still make it up in sales.
Look, but there's evidence for this as well. Look at Havertz. Real Madrid went to Chelsea and be like, this is what we want to pay for Havertz. They were like, no. And then Real Madrid walked away because they know they can come back later in the window.
Let me give you an example of what he's doing. It's November, and you're going to go buy a TV when you know you can wait until Boxing Day and get it for cheaper. Why would you do that?
But it's not about cheaper. It's about the fact is they have to drive there. No, but the thing is, look at there's multiple deals that have fallen apart because of this very thing. Look at Loftus-Cheek. Look at Mount, who is close to Man United, but is constantly being told, oh, okay, wait, we're going to wait. Because clubs know that Chelsea will have to eventually cave. They have to. They've done this. They've done this to themselves. And ironically, them getting Mudryk from us has fueled our ability to sign Rice and Caicedo. That is the truth. If they had not done this, we would be with Modric and they would have probably a Caicedo right now. It's that simple.
I hear you.
So
Are they getting rid of 3 players to Inter? Listen, I think Chelsea are getting rid of a whole lot of players. But listen, whenever it happens, we will see. We will
I
check
think
it.
Chelsea will be here on the
June
final
30th. June 30th. The time is running out.
On the final day of the transfer window, they'll still be here getting a bunch of deals done for cheap because they're desperate. That's what's going to happen.
Okay, I hear you. Listen, all of these things are... All of these things are possibilities. All I'm saying is, just based on the sheer quantity of the guys they've got to get rid of, they'll eventually make up that money anyway. So you know how things work.
Habibi, it's a good point. The difference is these sales have to be done by June 30th, or they will get sanctioned. It's that simple.
Can I say one thing?
They will appeal it, but the thing is, they can't. They have to get rid of these players. They have.
They'll appeal it. They'll appeal for an extension. Slide them a cheeky 5 million to some corrupt UEFA official.
Let me say this. Hussam, let me say this though. I fully agree with Curran. We have to act like a big club. That's what we're starting to do. Getting Declan Rice is a step in the right direction. If we can now say every summer we are now going to go add another big fish to the pie, we will be in a situation where 4 years down the road, we're going to have a City-type squad.
It's not even that. It's the fact that this breaks precedent. This is precedence for us. We've never sanctioned a deal above £75 million. This is a coming to the party. This is something that shows that clubs, we are willing to negotiate these big deals. We can get them over the line. That's the thing that this shows.
Listen,
do you believe in the league like I do? Because I believe we do the right business, we're winning the league. I don't know about you.
What is my pin tweet, both of you? My pin tweet is 2024, we are winning this league. I've said it since 2021. It has always been my thing. I said this season we would go on a title charge and injuries would ruin us. I have been right this entire time, and I will continue to be right. This league is ours this next year, and we are going to go far in the Champions League as well. And damn it, I want a double. I want Wembley. And I want the Champions League. So I think we can do something special. What we've missed, we've done 3 massive deals. We've done Saliba, Martinelli, and Saka all extended. No one thought we'd do that. No one thought we'd be able to do that. We've got Declan Rice in. We might even get Moses Caicedo. Screw it. We definitely could get Moses Caicedo in. And even if we just do that, that is depth at literally positions that we've never had depth in. Like world-class quality depth in positions we've never had depth in. We've gone from, we haven't had a DM since Vieira and Gilberto that has had the same ability that Rice and Caicedo would have. We've had Coquelin, we've had God knows who else. We've had tons of different DMs, and we've constantly been looking at it as a position that we've never filled. And now we have the guys. If we can get Caicedo as well, there's nothing stopping us from doing something really, really special. Who's got a better midfield?
I love the optimism, and I think
it's not optimism. It's really not.
Listen, there's no better place to end it than this, because I feel like these Arsenal conversations are great, and we need to continue them some other time in the future. Because I think, hopefully, Karan actually doesn't show up half an hour late next time. I'm trying.
Yeah. No, I was watching the entire time. I was like rushing.
I'm glad. Did you like the video?
I did. I go subscribe now, because I had it on in my car. I was driving home as fast as I could. I had it on my car, and then I had that press resistant comment, and I was like, I have to break the speed limit. I need to get home, because I wasn't having that. It's just, I don't know who said that, but not press resistant. Okay, mate. All
Fair enough. That probably triggered them from the start.
It really did. I was like, what? Okay.
Is this man Ty from AFTV in disguise headsets to the man? I mean, to be fair, he is wearing headsets now.
I am wearing headsets.
I think
but the thing is, Ty doesn't have he just says things. He doesn't actually back his stuff up. He doesn't say anything I've literally sat here and said why we've broken precedent, why we're going to compete next year, and why we could do something special next year. I've broken out every single point of it.
Aren't you used to this though? The club's name's Arsenal. Logic doesn't apply.
No, it's not even about that, Igal. I'm just tired of having to
Omar is an
justify.
Arsenal fan, by the way.
No, I know, I understand. This is fine. I don't mind. The thing is, I've had this from Arsenal fans. I had Arsenal fans telling me for 2 years that Ruben Neves is better than Declan Rice. Now they're all posting fan cams. I've had fans come up and tell me that we're gonna.
I can vouch for Karen. I heard that same exact take, by the way. The Neves.
No, but the thing is, right? Last season, I was told we were going to finish 15 points behind United. We ended up finishing above them. Like, I don't understand where, like, every time people doubt these things and every time they get proved wrong and then they still call me delusional. I don't get it. I don't really care either. It's a bit
listen,
of a...
listen, here's the thing. You're just optimistic about your club. And Omar, I'm gonna just give my quick 2 pence before we wrap up. I think thing is with Arsenal, I've always said it, with this transfer window for me, and even all the Arsenal fans have agreed with my kind of like my take on it. This transfer window, I'll find out exactly what Arsenal are going to be on next season. If Arsenal are serious this transfer window, as Karen mentioned, as Igal mentioned throughout the video, they sign players like a Rice and a Caicedo. I know they're going to come back. They're going to get better. They're 100% going to be challenging for the league, possibly winning it. But I've always said it really just depends on this transfer window. So this transfer window is very important for them. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. And listen, Karen and Igal, they're saying their last time on the channel, they're going to come back. We're going to have these discussions, inshallah. So everyone watching right now, make sure you're slapping that like button right now. Make sure you're subscribing to This Is Football if you're ready to do so. I'm a man of my word. I said 150 likes and the hat's going to come off, and it came off. Big up to LJ, Selection, Iritan, Chambe, Morshin, Ozan, and Omar for the super chat. Even though he called Karen delusional, he still sent in a super chat, so we have to say thank you. So big up to you guys.
no problem.
Grab the like button, subscribe.
Hey, look, it's not even that deep.
Yeah, big up. We're gonna go to the lovely panel, and they're gonna let you know where you can find them. Igal, my brother, big up, turned up. On time, may I add? Where can people find you again?
I'm always on time. Am I ever late? EGTV Egal. That's my Twitter account, and of course my YouTube channel, Egal Talks Football. We do all the Arsenal news, and of course, if you guys don't know, I do the rare occasion where I cover some other clubs' content. So I do have a Liverpool video out there if you guys want to hear my thoughts on the McAllister transfer and all the other stuff going on in world football.
Big up, Igal, man. Big up. Always going to come back for all the Arsenal content, you guys. You already know. Karen, my brother, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at KarenBFP. We are on a hiatus at the moment because of George is doing his PhD, but you can find that on the YouTube at Ball of a Passion. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for having me on, and apologies. I told you this morning, didn't I? I was like, I might be late. I'm really... I can't apologize enough, but thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It's fine.
You made it at the end. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
With the hat, you look like a Yu-Gi-Oh duelist. Wow. You know what, Messi FC? I'm gonna just wrap it up there. You know what? I'm not gonna allow anyone to insult me anymore. I love my bald head and I love my cap. Hold that. Make sure you guys come back to 11 p.m. the Qatar video for Man United. This is my new Twitter, you guys. As my brother Selection suggested, it's in the description.
What happened to the other Twitter?
Don't worry about it. In the description, you can just click the link, hit follow. Big up to you guys. Make sure to go subscribe to Igal's channel, subscribe to Karen's channel, follow them on Twitter, and we will see you guys back at 11, inshallah. Peace.